So, where's your head at is the topic that I want to talk about this morning. I'll wait for a couple of you to pop on, see if anybody gets on. In the meantime, welcome to Neil to the Boss Woman Unleashed program. Congratulations on taking the jump and going for it. You picked up a sweet deal being the end of July. For those of you who are interested for the month of August, I'll be taking... I'll be doing inquiry calls in the next week or so. So you can just private message me if you want me to pop you on the list. And you can book it for them to chat to me further about how I can help you and join in the program. So ran my workshop yesterday. That was freaking amazing. That is part of Boss Woman Unleashed. So that's a monthly workshop that's included. It's face-to-face. We do a smash out a workout and then go through our mindset stuff for the month and set ourselves up for the following month. You guys know I like my stuff month by month. So yeah, that was really amazing. And hope you guys had a great weekend. If you want to share what you did below, post a photo. I really love seeing photos. I'm a very image-based person. I'm all about the visual side of things. So if you want to post me a photo of what you got up to on the weekend, or even just a selfie photo of you this morning, let me know where your head's at via a facial expression, something cool like that. And yeah, so I want to talk to you this morning about where's your head at. And when I say where's your head at, is what I mean is, you know, there's so much talk or there's so much stigma around, you know, when it gets to Thursday or Friday during the week, it's like, hey, oh yes, like the weekend, Friday, and you know, the weekend's coming and we just can't wait to get to the weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, it's like, fuck, it's Monday. Oh, it's Monday, what a drag. And you know, I hear this so often and I'm just like, I really don't agree with that. And, you know, you can definitely choose to operate like that and choose to keep your mentality like that. That is cool. If that's up to you, probably this is not the space for you to be in. If you want to align with, like where my head's at, right? And if you want to change your perception, you want to change your mindset, and you want to have a happy life, or you want to be happy on a day-to-day basis and get change, you've got to be willing to look at your shit and change it. So, you know, I was journaling this morning, and, you know, I was making some notes around that and putting some sort of strategy as structure into my new chapter. So my new way of life now that I have exited the gym. Those of you who are on my email list, you would have got a email about jumping yesterday. I did a video last week as well. Because sometimes we really just got to jump. Yeah, you can plan all you like. However, sometimes jumping is the option, and also, you know, I'm going to admit it's the more exciting option for me, that's for sure. I love to jump, throw myself into things, and then see how I swim. Sometimes that serves me, sometimes that doesn't. So, yeah, let's talk about starting your week and where your head is at today. So, you know, are you drowning in your own misery because you're dreading your week? And if that is you, I want to invite you to have a think about what your thoughts are on a Monday morning or even on a Sunday night, right? Where is your head at? Like, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Because literally your thoughts will create your feelings, right? Your thoughts will create your feelings, and that becomes your perception, right? And what you focus on, you get more of. And yeah, like what are they on a Monday? Like, do you literally dread going to work? And, you know, on a little side note here for dreading going to work, I want to invite you to have a think about this. You spend 80% of your life working. Most of you spend 80% of your life working. For my mothers in the group, you would consider being a full-time mother work as well, right? So this applies for you too. So you spend 80% of your time mothering or working, or maybe 100% of your time. And if you are dreading that, dragging that, not enjoying it, and not excited about it, you are making it 10 times worse for yourself. Literally. You are creating this negative, stagnant, yuck vibe feeling around something that is 80% of your life. And I don't know about you, but that to me that's a big chunk of your life. And if you're feeling like shit or dragging your ass through your day for 80% of your life, like, I just wouldn't stand for it. I would not stand for it. So you got a couple of options, right? And your couple of options are, the first one is decide whether or not you're willing to change it. Because if you're willing to change, if you are willing to change that 80% of your life, so you're willing to, like, are you willing to get a new job, source out new options? What are you willing to do to change it? And if you're not willing to change your job, for example, what are you willing to change in accordance with your job or your work? Right? Because you can certainly change your perception about it. You can certainly change your thoughts about it. And you can certainly change the energy around it. So if you're not willing to change the job, or you're not willing to leave your children, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to change your mindset? If you're not willing to change your mindset, that is totally cool. That is fine. Say hi as you jump on. Good morning. If you're not willing to change your mindset, that's totally cool. But what I invite you to do is just shut up. Like, shut up about the negativity around what it is that you have to do or that you are choosing to do, right? We say have to do, but is actually what you're choosing to do, because you can choose to not be there or not do the thing, but you chose to do it, right? So it's about owning it. Own your shit. So if you're not willing to change it, are you willing to change your mindset and your perception around it? And what that is going to mean for you is like having a look in the mirror and actually realizing, like, reality check where you're at, what it is that you're thinking, what you're saying, what's your story around it, what is your belief around it, and then, yeah, are you willing to change it, right? On the other side of that, if you are willing to change it, right, which is something I currently have just done for myself, right? I really was dreading going to the gym. And it's not necessarily the gym in general. It was more about working for a big chain gym, right? My business is Boss Woman. I don't want to represent Fitness First. I want to represent Boss Woman, right? Me, mine. Like, that's why I got into business, right? To run my own business, to run it the way that I want to run it. To have the freedom to be able to create the things that I want to, and there were limitations within that gym in order for me to be able to do some of the things that I wanted to do. And I tried and outsourced and, researched different ways. I went 95 different avenues about how I can go about changing my perception around it, changing my energy in there, seeing what I wanted to create, seeing how that could work within there. And I exhausted all my avenues pretty much. And that was a very long drawn out process. And then eventually I just made the jump, right? And I was like, that's it. Time to jump out on my own, sink or swim. Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's my favorite way of doing things. However, sometimes that doesn't serve you. So mapping out a plan or researching, different options that you can have for yourself, also, like, brain dump, road mapping, don't just have one other option. Like, have multiple options of what you could do. Then, what would that look like in your life? How would that change things? What would that mean for you then? What are some things that you need to consider? And then, what are you willing to do from that space? So actually having a bit of time to map that out can be mega beneficial. And then once you've done that, it's just like, go great guns, like, jump, do it. You live once, literally. So you are never going to know unless you do it. And also too, the only person that you can control is you. And what else you can control is how you respond to things. So you can plan as much as you like, but not necessarily it's going to go to plan. Cool? But the person that you can back is yourself the whole way, because you've thought about these things prior, and you jumped because you were willing to back yourself. So, if you are willing to make the move, like, what are your options? How do you want to spend that 80% of your time? And, for myself, like, I spent a lot of time journaling this morning, and I spend a fair bit of my Sunday. I've generally got this little like ritual thing. I don't like to do anything after 5 o'clock on a Sunday because that's my time to sit down. I spend an hour sort of looking at my week, mapping that out. If I can do it on a Saturday, I'll do it on a Saturday, and then I don't even touch it on a Sunday. And then, I make sure that I'm prepped and I'm planned for my week so I know what's going down, I know what's going on, and then I can act. That part is simplified. That part is simple, right? Because it's just mapped out for me. Then I get to choose about how I want to go about my day, how I want to go about my week. What do I want for myself this week? What am I creating? What do I want to achieve? And then that puts the fun spin on going about your week. Instead of going into your Monday morning disorganized and dreading the day. Because when we dread things, we tend to not be organized around it. If you don't want to do it, it's a massive drag to actually get yourself to do it. Some people force themselves to do it. It's like, I have to do it. And it comes from this like negative energy space. I prefer not to do that. I prefer to have a good time in my days and spend 80% of my time enjoying what it is that I do. And even if you don't enjoy what you do, you can find ways to enjoy it by connecting it to the things that are important in your life. And, that's a whole other video on how you can do that. Or if you'd like to speak to me privately about changing your own mindset or your perception around how you're spending 80% of your day. Even if you want to do a bit of a road mapping session, I freaking love doing that with people. For sure, reach out, connect, private message me, put a comment below, your favorite emoji. And everyone have a great day. That's my 5 cents worth for today. Bye.